Today, I want to share 13 ideas you can try out for a happier life. 13 is not a random or magical number. I want to cover the 4 feel-good hormones so that you have 3 suggestions per each hormone and then 1 extra idea on top of that. That is sort of an underlying principle that ties everything together. So let's start with the idea number 1. Create lists. We're starting with the most well-known and probably most researched hormone of all, dopamine. Dopamine is our achievement hormone. We get a release of it whenever we achieve our goals, whenever we cross off items of our to-do lists, even when we just have an idea in mind or a goal in front of us. Let's say you're a few hundred meters away from the finish line, then already you get a boost of dopamine that helps you get to that finish line. But let's get back to our lists. With this idea, I don't want you to create your typical to-do list. These tend to get quite chaotic and people tend to pile up a lot of different things without even thinking if they have enough time or resources to complete all of them. No, I want you to create a list with at least 15 items, with each of them being something you're absolutely certain you're going to complete. It can include things like brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, having breakfast in the morning. It can include work-related tasks like checking your inbox, texting your colleague or your boss. It can include some small home chores like taking out the trash or putting the dishes in the dishwasher or emptying the dishwasher. The goal here is to have mini boosts of dopamine throughout the day, so by the time you're done with your list, these mini boosts turn into a big sense of achievement. Number 2, do some planning. As I already said, it is enough to have an idea or a goal in mind to trigger the release of dopamine. That's why planning feels so great. So this one is rather simple. I want you to do some planning. It can take a form of a weekly planning, so you just have to take a look at your schedule and organize the way that works the best for you. Or you can also plan for an upcoming birthday party or get together with friends. You can plan a summer vacation. You can plan your outfits for the next week. You can plan your future life for the next 5, 10, 15 years. You can plan the design interior of your next apartment. The best part of this idea is that it doesn't require any action from you whatsoever. It can just stay on the level of planning. So let's say if you're planning your future outfits, you can just make a board on Pinterest and just leave it as is, or restructure it when you want to come back to it. Number 3, releasing, rewatch, reread your favorite media. We also get quite a big release of dopamine whenever our brain can predict a pattern. That's why many of us enjoy books, movies, or music from our childhood and teenage years much more than the newer releases. Indulge in this obsession of yours. Read the book you were obsessed about as a kid. Watch a movie you used to love as a teenager. Listen to the song that you used to listen to every day a couple of years ago. Number 4, do some gentle stretching. We are moving on to endorphin. Endorphin is probably the weirdest hormone out of all 4 because it's triggered by pain. Quite literally. We get the biggest release of endorphin either when we're struggling with pain or when we're approaching our physical limits, because endorphin helps us run away from danger and into safety. Of course, I'm not going to recommend you to get into trouble or become an Olympic champion, but doing sports is a good way to get a release of endorphin. Stretching might be the easiest entry for those who are not really good with a workout routine or only starting with their workout journey. Plus, because stretching is by itself quite painful, it looks like you might be able to get even a bigger release of endorphin from it than from your typical gym workout. Number 5, watch funny memes. Yes, you heard me well. Funny memes can be a great way to boost your life quality, and the reason for that is rather simple. When we laugh, our muscles contract, and that triggers the release of endorphin. So do not shy away from spending your time on content that you find genuinely fun and entertaining. And if you start feeling that it's counterproductive, just remind yourself that you're doing it for your endorphins. Number 6, have a good cry. In a very similar fashion, a good cry also triggers the release of endorphins. Of course, I'm not going to suggest you to plan a crying session into your weekly routine. Instead, when you do feel like crying, stop suppressing it. So, when you're watching a sad movie or listening to a sad song, just let it out. Let it all out and enjoy the release of happy hormones. Number 7, work on positive mini interactions throughout the day. We are moving into the realm of oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as the social hormone or the hormone of trust. It is usually released either when we're bonding with other fellow humans or when we're taking active steps towards procreation. So things like sex, childbirth, rearing kids, and so on and so forth. Interestingly enough, oxytocin is also released when we are promoting the survival of our genes in a figurative sense. So when we are taking care of other people's kids, doesn't matter whether it's the kids of some of our family members or just some kids, or when we're teaching other people. And once again, it doesn't matter whether these people are kids or adults. But that's me rambling. For this idea, I want you to focus on building positive mini interactions throughout the day. Say hi to your neighbor. Say thanks to a cashier. Let the person behind you in line go first. Help another person go on or off the bus. Genuinely thank your colleague for their contribution to a project. Many people, when they think about happiness, dreaming of living in certain locations that are known for their tight-knit communities. So think villages, small towns, or these countries in the Mediterranean region that are known for their hospitality. But this feeling of belonging is not reserved to these people only. It's available to all of us. We just have to expand our social footprint. Luckily, it doesn't require you to have 100 friends, and instead, it only asks you to work on the relationships that you already have in your life. Idea number 8. Join an online community. Another seemingly counterintuitive idea. So here's the thing. The best way to get oxytocin is by fostering close relationships with people. But the problem with this approach is that it comes with risks. You might get hurt, you might get betrayed, and so on and so forth. Therefore, alternatives like online forums and online communities might be a great substitution because they come with way lower risks. Just remember, when you are looking for these online communities, do not join the ones that choose to create drama as their main goal. You will be diminishing all the work you've put into creating these healthy, happier habits by getting extra cortisol from the feelings of fear, anger, and so on and so forth. Number 9, practice self-massage. You can get a good boost of oxytocin from the skin touch. So if you have resources to get a proper massage session, go and do it. Otherwise, you can do it at home. You can massage your palms, give yourself a head massage, give yourself foot massage, or you can go to the sports equipment store and buy yourself a foam roller or a massage ball and do a full body massage. Idea number 10. Experiment with probiotics and prebiotics. We are now covering the final hormone, and that's serotonin. As you might have heard already, 95% of serotonin is produced in our intestines. That's why a healthy diet is the biggest key to a happy life. If you, for some reason, can't afford to switch to a full-blown healthy diet, or if you have been eating healthy for a while and now you want this extra boost of happiness, you can try experimenting with prebiotics and probiotics. The major prerequisite for a good amount of serotonin is a healthy gut. And the major prerequisite for a healthy gut is having a variety of good bacteria. The thing is, Either because of the climate where we live in, or our salary, or our food preferences, we usually end up with having too much of some bacteria and not enough of other types. That's where probiotics and prebiotics might help, as they will balance these things out a little bit. Just remember that probiotics are not a magic pill, and you definitely shouldn't take them forever. From what I've seen online and from what I've heard from my physician from the times when I struggled with IBS, it is usually recommended to take them for 1 to 3 months and then take a longer break, let's say 6 months to a year, and then you can get back to them again. Number 11. Tap into your uniqueness. A lesser known factoid about serotonin is that it's our power and respect hormone. We might want to live in an equal world, but our monkey brain really enjoys domineering over others, simply because evolutionary it provided better chances for survival and procreation, literally the only two things our brain cares about. But of course, oppressing others for our own benefit is far from a healthy habit. That's why we want to look for alternatives. And one of them might be tapping into your authenticity. Think of your achievements, skills, maybe even features, and look for the things you're genuinely proud of. Maybe you're the best dressed friend in your friend circle. Maybe you have the most unique eye color. Maybe you have incredible writing skills. It doesn't matter whether this thing is big or small. The point here is not to go around telling people how much better you are than them. The point is to pour back into yourself. Number 12. Notice your influence on others. Take a look around yourself. Maybe you suggested a book to your friend that has really changed their life. Maybe you have an immaculate taste in music and everyone loves your playlists. Maybe there is a project at work that can't be finished without your input or feedback. Once again, the point here is not to go about your day unknowingly reminding everyone how important you are, but rather to acknowledge your influence quietly or maybe journal about it. Now, the extra tip, the underlying principle that ties everything together, idea number 13. Do something new regularly. Since our happy hormones are the most effective drivers behind these two main evolutionary purposes, our brain also likes to save them for the most exceptional occasions. That's why as soon as a habit becomes an autopilot, you also stop deriving pleasure from it. That's why you need to introduce novelty and variety into your routine. And it doesn't have to be anything big or extraordinary. It can take a form of a new route on your daily walk, or you can meet new people and build positive mini interactions with them, or you can focus on some other qualities that you're really proud of. You can even trick your brain into thinking that your old habits are in fact your new ones. And for that, you just have to take a break. Let's say you've been going to the gym for a while. Take a break now. Do something else. Do yoga, go for a jog, go bouldering, whatever that is. Take a break from the gym for at least 6 months, but even better so for a year. Next time you go to the gym, your brain will think that it's a new routine and it will trigger a big release of happy hormones. This way, you can switch up your routine and enjoy the novelty effect without doing much for it. And this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave a few more resources down below in case you want to learn more about the topic. And as always, let me know your ideas in the comments section. I wish you a happy day and I will see you next time. Bye bye.